Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I made it. Few technical situations, but I did it. Welcome. It is Happy Thursday. Wow, has the week not marched on? Let me just take a minute to do this, and I hope you will also join me in sharing the broadcast. We're going to be talking about something very important today. I want everyone to join that can. Because it's really important. As you know, the Powerful Patient Movement, we've been sponsoring 10 days of self-love. So I want to continue with that. This is our last day. All right. I had something, difficult day today, but I'm going to get through it. So, as I said, let me introduce myself because I don't believe I did. Hey, I'm Angela McGowan, your professional healthcare advocate, caregiver strategist, author, and publisher. And I'm excited that you have joined me today on this broadcast. So, I am the author and publisher of my book. And let me bring it up as we can see it. Here it is. How to Get Out of the Hospital Alive. You can get this, bit.ly/to get out alive 1220. And what I am telling people, and I hope this broadcast is one of many that will help you understand that that book is not just about getting out of the hospital, even though if you do those things, you can get out alive. It is about you not having to go to the hospital because you have done so many preventive things. And that's something that we are talking about and teaching, promoting, and that is about being a powerful patient. And again, I want to take a few minutes to invite you to be a part of the Powerful Patient Movement. Because let me tell you, there are so many things going on. I watched a documentary yesterday, and we're going to be talking about that in the weeks coming. We're just going in for a small thing, well, it wasn't small, it was the surgery. But compared to what happened during the surgery, it was all about a medication that was taken and you couldn't, and the surgery shouldn't have been performed, basically. But another thing that is most important that happened, there was no advocate, there was no family advocate, there was no one there 24 hours after the surgery happened. That's a very critical time. So I want to let you know that our message in the Powerful Patient Movement is simple. It's why power. Your providers owe you wisdom, ethics, and respect. It's simple. It's decent. That's what's going on. And I want you to be a part of it. So again, as always, if you would like to talk to me about a result that you're trying to get for yourself or for one of the people that you love, please feel free to schedule a 20-minute results call with me at bit.ly/advocate Angie. Okay? All right, so today we're talking about cervical cancer and the HPV infection. So I put up a post on my personal page, I think I copied it to my business page, about have you ever got the call? I got the call. And so let me just talk to you a little bit about what this month is. Okay, it is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. And then one of my posts talks about the myth versus fact. So let me just read that for those that might not have seen it. Cervical cancer can't be treated. That's a myth. The fact is, cervical cancer can be effectively treated if detected and diagnosed early. Myth 2. HPV infection is uncommon. The fact, HPV infection is common and is transmitted via skin to skin contact and body fluids. Myth 3, older women don't need pap smears. The fact is, all women age 25 plus need regular pap smears until age 70, and then I think you move to every other year, and at 80, you move to every 3 years. And The last myth, smoking is not linked to cervical cancer. And the fact is, smoking increases the risk of cervical cancer. United States Congress designated this as Cervical Cancer Awareness Month because nearly 13,000 women are diagnosed yearly in the U.S. and is preventable with PAP and HPV tests. So, talking about all the different cancers that affect, especially women, have come a long, long, long way. Usually, when you got the call, the diagnosis, breast cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, it was a death sentence. That was it, plain and simple. And you need to start getting your affairs in order. So I got the call, and I got the call many years ago. But that's what was so terrifying, because now there's so many things you can think about. But when I got the call, there wasn't anything to think about except get ready, you're about to be out of here. So I had just had my second daughter. So I had a 6-year-old and a 6-month-old. I did my 6-week check, fine. Went 6 months later, which was time for my annual pap smear. I went there, and I never ever got a call. And guess what? I was like many of you, because I was a doctor's patient. I was a doctor's patient back then. I'm a powerful patient now, but back then I was a doctor's patient, and this was my thing. They didn't call me. If they're going to call me, they'll call and say, "Oh, we found you had a yeast infection, and or it's coming, and you need to go get, we women know you have to go get the cream." So that was it. That's as much of a phone call as I got. I didn't even get a phone call saying your pregnancy test was positive and stuff. I already knew what was going on, so I didn't get any calls, okay? So I got a call, just picked the baby up from the babysitter, a 6-year-old from school. So we have a routine. And I remember it vividly it being on a Tuesday. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I get the call, and, the call is very generic. "Hi, this is Dr. So-and-so's office, and the doctor would like you to come in. He wants to talk to you about your test results." "What test?" "I don't have a test." And so she said, "Oh, your pap smear." I said, "Oh." I said, "Well, look, don't you have my this is me, the doctor's patient. Look, don't you have my pharmacy on file? I haven't changed." No, but the doctor wants to talk to you." I said, "Well, okay, is he available?" I'm like, "Talk to me." Like, what's going on? So she says, "No, he wants you to come in." I said, "Okay, when?" She goes, "He wants you to come in right now." I said, "Right now? I can't come in right now. I got the baby. I just picked the baby from baby. I got homework to do. Not right now." So, she was pretty emphatic. She says, "The doctor insists that you come in right now." And I said, "Okay. What time do you close?" Because it had to be like 3:30, something to 4. "Well, we close at 5, but he wants to see you, before then." I said, "Okay, I'll come." So by the time I hung the phone, my husband came home, and I'm like, "I got to go back to the doctor, talking about my results." I said, "This is ridiculous." And so he says, "Why doesn't he just call a prescription in? He wants you to drive to get it?" I said, "Well, he said he wants to see me." I said, "Oh my goodness." So now let me tell you what my quandary was. First of all, I had the 6-month-old. I didn't want to take the 6-month-old to the doctor's office, but my husband was there. But my daughter, okay, was in a private school, and they were serious with the homework. Usually I don't have to 2 hours every night. But every week we had the same thing about this spelling. 20 spelling words come home on Monday. Do the definitions. Then on Tuesday, you do sentences. Wednesday, you do a story. Thursday, you do the pre-test. Friday, you do spelling test. Now, I had found a way that we would do a 2-for-1. So on Tuesday, that's why I know it was a Tuesday, you do your sentences, and then we weave those sentences into a story. So on Wednesday, we just edit. Okay, we just throw a few other words in there. Look in the dictionary, we're gonna put some more in there. Okay, make it more colorful. And that was it. And we had a really good Wednesday. And I know you're probably thinking that's so illogical, but remember, I'm the doctor's patient, and there's no good reason for him to call me back. I always take my pap smears. I have no family history of any type of cervical cancer or anything else. My grandmother did have breast cancer. She didn't die from it, and everything was true. So, I'm not worried about anything. So my husband says, well, let's drop the baby off at your mom's. Well, let's drop the kids off at your mom's, and then we'll just go and pick it up, and pick the prescription, we'll come back. So I told my mom, I said, okay, well, I have to go back to the doctor to get a prescription, because this is what I thought. I'll be back. I'll pick the kids up in 30 minutes, hour at the latest. We go there to the doctor's office. I go in, and he says, your test showed a grade, and I can't remember the number right now. And and he says, so I'm going to refer you to another doctor, a specialist, because he was a general practitioner. So I said, oh, I guess I have to go to like an OBGYN doctor, but this is all I'm thinking, right? And so he says, yeah, because, I don't like what the results say. So I look at the results, it's some, medical something, but he never comes out and tells me that it looks like the cells that they found looks like it could be cervical cancer. He never says that out of his mouth. Okay. And I, the doctor's patient, never ask the right question. He says, I'm going to refer you to a specialist. Listen to this. I don't even say what kind of specialist, because me practicing without a license, I think it's a GYN doctor. So I come out, tell my husband, oh, I got to go to a GYN doctor. He says, and have another pap smear? I said, I don't know. I come out there with no information. I tell you about the big three, right? Diagnosis, plan of care, treatment options. I come out with nothing. Not a prescription, no understanding, no clarity. I just leave. I do come out with, however, the address to the next physician, which is not that far away. We get over there in less than 10 minutes, go to the doctor's office. And when I get ready to go to the doctor's office, I have the room number, I stop dead in my tracks. And let me tell you why. Because on the window of the doctor's office that I was referred to, now remember, I went to my primary care. I don't even know what kind of doctor I'm going to. I'm just going to a referred doctor because I'm the doctor's patient. I don't ask the right questions. I'm not powerful. It says in big letters, gynecological oncologist. Now, I don't know a lot, but I did know GYN and I knew oncologist. Why am I here? The word cancer didn't come out of his mouth. It didn't say it on the report. They called it something else. Hello? I was frozen. And my husband goes, what is going on in here? What's going on? I can't tell you because I don't know. So he said, well, you have got to go in. I'm just standing looking at the window. I'm trying to decide, like, did he give me the wrong? It should have been GYN. And so I rationalized to myself, okay, and I'm sure if you ever got one of those calls, we have to make ourselves comfortable. We got to start rationalizing. I rationalized to myself. I said, there's probably a group of doctors, and it was other names there, okay? So I said, maybe this is his office, and they all work together. It would make sense, okay? That's how I got myself to go in the office. So I go to the window, and the lady says, yes, the doctor is actually waiting for you. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't want you to freak out of his office. Probably not. He wanted me to get up out of his office. That's what he wanted. Yes, he definitely did. Okay, well, anyway, whatever he was thinking, I was having a freak out actually outside the office. So I go in there and, with my paperwork that still doesn't say cancer or nothing else on there. I'm thinking, whatever. And, he introduces himself. Yes, Dr. So-and-so called, and, we wanted to see you right away. And so I gave him the paper, and I said, well, what's going on? So then he says, well, let me examine you. I'm like, for real? Really? I already had a pap smear. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Women, we hate the dreaded test. The mammogram and the pap smear. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so I get ready. I get on the table. And this is funny now, but I was not laughing at that moment. So I'm in the position, he's down there going, uh-huh, uh-huh. Now, uh-huh is not, I already don't know what's wrong with me. What were we uh-huh about? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So anyway, he says, I see what's wrong. He said, there are a number of cells clustered on your cervix, and that is what they saw. He said, well, what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to spray this nitro, which is like something that freezes, right? And I was like, he says, it's not going to be comfortable. See, and when men tell you that, that means you are in for some real pain. Just the fact that they admit some kind of discomfort, okay? What was the next comment coming? Let's see. Wait a minute. So he sent you somewhere else blindly. Yes, he did. And because I wasn't powerful, I went blind and took my blind husband with me. Yes, I did. And what's the other comment? Yes, I was terrified. Yes, yes. Well, thank you for understanding, because boy, this is like, just to think about it right now is not very comfortable anyway, but I'm pushing forward. All right, so I said, and what's that going to do? He said, well, when the cells freeze, I'm going to scrape them off and then you should be okay. Now, remember, this is a man telling me it's going to be discomfort, so I know it's going to hurt. And then he's also talking about scraping. And I'm like, scrape what? Scrape? Not that scrape like when you have a pass where they scrape the wall. No, this is getting ready to be awful scrape. I can already tell this. So I'm like, do I have medicine? He says, no. Because of course he's a man. He doesn't think I need anything. So we go through the thing. And of course, the freezing part did hurt. And the scraping part did hurt as well. And so he says, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Now, I don't even want to hear from him because I already had a doctor tell me I was going to be fine. The pap smear was fine, and it wasn't fine. I said, well, when should I wait to hear from you? He says, no, in 6 months, go back to the primary care physician, take another pap smear. I know it's sooner, but we want to make sure. But I'm sure that everything is fine. Again, the doctor's patient. I don't question him. Because all I want to do is get out. I just want to go. I want this nightmare to be over, okay? Because I'm not really sure why I'm in here. Even though I heard it, I didn't want to accept it, and it was not something I was looking forward to. Remember, I had a 6-month-old and a 6-year-old, and my thought is, who's going to take both the kids? I need somebody who's going to help me with 2 children, and I have my own way of doing things, and who's going to follow instructions? Can you believe it? I might not even be alive long enough to write instructions, but that was most important on my mind, okay, about those kids, especially the baby who will never even know me. I already had the whole thing. I went through my whole life on that ride from the primary care to the moment I got there and saw those things on big sign. I was like, what? So while the doctor was talking to me in there, I don't know what he was saying. I'm sure he was being helpful. This is why you need to have someone with you, because you're not going to hear, because your mind is taking you out of body experience for sure. My mind was gone. I was like, who I got to call first? All kind of things, all kind of notes to write Andrea. I mean, she could at least read at that time, but my other daughter, no, she's 6 months old. She can't read nothing. Oh, yes. And it's been about 15 years. Okay. Yes. So any of you, if you have ever, I was 6 years old. Yes, she was 6 years old. She was 6 years old. And I told you it was Tuesday. We was going to do sentences and start on the story. Okay, this was the kid. So my other daughter, she didn't know what was going on. Just give her something to eat and change her diaper. But that was a problem because she would never know me. So I'm just letting you know, of course, yes, you say, oh, well, Angela worked out for you. Yes, it did. But you know what? I was still terrified. And that's why I know that you are terrified when you get that call. You don't call back. You don't go to the follow-up. Look at me. Irrational. I was worried about spelling words, a sentence, all these kind of things. And my life was on the line. There are people who are getting calls saying your test is irregular, abnormal, whatever. and you began to rationalize, okay, diagnosing without a license, and most importantly, you are leaving the doctor's office without asking the right questions. I know that because I did that. And by not asking anything, the doctor didn't volunteer anything. He said abnormal, irregular, out the door I went. So now, you know, they have definitely talked about the HPV test and about the shots that our young people are getting between the age of 11 and 12 before their 13th birthday. And this is because they have found that in cases of cervical cancer, they can trace back that something was wrong with the young lady maybe before, and now there's something that the men are carrying. So if an unvaccinated man and unvaccinated woman come together, there's a chance that could happen. And you could have one that is vaccinated and one that is not. So they have been doing this for a few years. My grandson just recently got it. My granddaughter's up for it. She doesn't like it, but I told her the results of not getting it would then be awful. Oh, thank you. I'm reading. Yes, I'm glad I'm still here too. And let's see what the next thing is. Yes, exactly. Okay, that's true. Andrea did end up calling people. Listen, the people, and I really have to sort of feel bad the way I talked to the person who was like trying to get me to come down there, because you can't tell the people what you know. I know that from working for an oncologist, and the CT scans come back, and you know, I used to like be reading like, what's going on? I just started reading because it would just give me the shakes, because somebody was going to tell that person that. And so when you call and you say, oh, the doctor wants you to come in, I always, and I guess I'm just going to call it what it was. It was creative lying. That's what I was doing. And I would, you know, I got, you know, as I had done this for a while, I said, when they went to take that scan, I said, let's make your appointment for your return visit for your results. That's what I did. And they'd be like, oh, you just call. I said, no, let's make an appointment. Now, if they lived a great distance, I still made an appointment. Okay. I doubled them down on something else. I didn't care what it was. They were going to get back in here. They were going to come in. Nope. Because I don't want anybody to say, do you know? I don't want you looking at me saying things like that. I'm not going to know. I need you to come to the doctor's office. So listen, the people that are making these calls to you, whether they know or not, they cannot tell you. And if they have built a relationship with you, they don't even want to make the call. And that's why they may sound a little like rude, or just like, yeah, you know, you need to come down here, because all they want you to do is get down there. So I'm saying to you, please get your children, if you still have those age children, grandchildren, great, whatever they are, between 11 and 13. Let's do what we can to bring this number down. Yes, cervical cancer now is not the death sentence that it was back when they said I was, I had those kind of cells there. So no, and medicine has gone forward. But medicine can only do what we do. And that is why this is the last day that I have had the 10-day self-love challenge. Love yourself. Call and get a complete physical. Get all the tests, get all the blood work, and don't like, okay, I'm going to do this and tomorrow I'm going to. No. Make it your day for tests, whatever kind of test. And if you have to go the next day, listen, if you know you're going to get a physical, don't eat. Don't eat. So you can get the blood work, then you get it all done. Don't eat. So go on and get yourself a morning appointment. The day of love is February 14th. I hope that everyone is going to be able to post in the group that they love themselves, that they've had their physical, because that's what it's about. It's about loving yourself, because we want you here, because your 6-year-old is going to need you to help them with the spelling words and sentences. And then when they have a 6-year-old, hopefully you won't have to help. I mean, I do mine like via Zoom or something like that. I'm not there, so, you know, but we still do things when I am there. When I am there, we are our library people, okay? We go to the library every day, different ones, we get it done. So You need to be here. The world needs you. The world needs what you have. Your family needs you. And men, no, you don't have cervical and the HP. You do have the HPV. So get your young men with those shots. And men, you know that test you have. You know the man's test, the prostate test. You know that. But it's because you need to love yourself as well. So when you get your physical, gentlemen, expect to get that test too, because you're needed. Your families need you. So, of course, this is Angela McGowan, your professional healthcare advocate, caregiver strategist. I'm the author and publisher of How to Get Out of the Hospital Alive. And the best way is not to have to go in the first place. So I'm encouraging you, don't be a doctor's patient anymore. Come on and join the movement. Be a part of the powerful patient movement. And this is our message. Your providers owe you wisdom, ethics, and respect. And we would love for you to go to bit.ly/powerful patient movement. It is so important that you join us here. And she's saying you'll be there when I have this check right here. Oh, we got to put prayer for her, the 6 month. She wants somebody to take her kid to the library. Well, okay. But anyway, listen, I wanted to share my story with you. I know there are a lot of you that have stories like that, but I want your stories to continue and tell other young women about your stories and let them know, look, I went through it and you can go get your test. Okay, especially after 50, get those preventive tests. You know, the ones that you have to have. Go on and get them. The insurance company has paid for you to have those tests. We just need you to show up and get those tests. So, of course, I say we don't go to the doctor's office and we never stay in the hospital alone. Okay, I'm a professional patient advocate, but if you want to be a family advocate, bring your family advocate there. Call me, schedule an appointment, bit.ly/advocate Angie. Let's talk about you being a powerful patient and going in, not being just the doctor's patient. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, she is definitely giving me scribing today, bit.ly Powerful Patient Movement. Please come and join our free group. There's so much information going on there. And I want everyone to exercise their why power. Your providers owe you wisdom. That's what they know. Ethics, to tell you what the report means, and respect. And that is to call you when there's something wrong. Okay, as always, leaving you with blessings and joy. They belong to you. You deserve it. Have a great one. See you on tomorrow. Bye.